Wait, is that a Pittsburgh thing?
No, they're just my friends.
All right, okay, good. All right.
Hi guys, my name is Dara. I'm a senior in biomedical engineering. I'm from Thailand.
From Thailand.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, where are you from, by the way? Oh, you're at Pittsburgh. You said that. All right, man. Ansh.
My name's Ansh. I'm a second year student studying IST, and I'm from India.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Sosan, and I'm from Saudi Arabia. My major is hospitality management and tourism.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Hey, so thanks for volunteering. We're going to have this conversation about, and I'm calling this, just sociologically speaking, personal choice and family or social decision, because it's always like a family and community, right? It's never just like, you know, so we're looking at arranged marriages versus what? Like, what do you call them? What's the opposite? What do you call them in Saudi? If it's not arranged, it's what?
Love marriage.
You call it love marriage? And is that what you call it in India?
Yeah.
Most people, do you call it love marriage? What do you call it? The same thing. Love marriage? Yeah. You mean there's no love in arranged marriages? Hang on, we'll get to that in a second. Don't answer that question. All right. So, so let me, so arranged versus love marriages. Yeah, it's just really interesting that you call it that, right? But this is what I kind of want to dig into. So remember, we're going to have, this is going to be a conversation about the sociology of this. So we're going to start with Lena. And Dara, you're Dara, right? Dara or Dara? Dara. So Dara, you're from Thailand, where the dominant form of marriage is love marriage, you would say? A chosen marriage, yeah. Okay, we're just gonna call it love and arranged, just for the sake of it. Like, we're good. So, how much choice do you have over who you like? How do you see this?
I have choice over anyone.
And hold the mic really close.
Okay. I guess I have choice over like whoever I want to talk to or whatever I do. Yeah.
What are some of the constraints on who you would choose to fall in love with or be in love with or whatever?
I guess how they treat me, definitely. They respect me as well, and also share those mutual feelings.
Uh-huh. So that's in your family. Bro, can you just zoom in for a hot second? In your family, like what role do they play?
My family?
Yeah.
I think they would support my choice if they approved of him.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're straight.
Yes.
Okay. Dara, how about you? Like, where are you? How much would your family be involved?
In like me choosing a partner,
Yeah. Yeah.
my parents would want to know who he is, what he's doing, where he's from, why I'm choosing him.
Mm-hmm.
But they would like give me 100% like decisions. Like I would be the only one who make decisions.
Mm-hmm. What would be the conditions under which they would say, "Nah, this isn't going to work"?
Like,
What would be the conditions under which your parents or your family might say, "Hey, this isn't going to work. This is like a really bad relationship"?
if they did not treated me right, if he doesn't treat me right,
So that's it. So there are no other considerations?
and if he doesn't have a good job, if he is not responsible, if he doesn't treat his family well, if he doesn't respect other people,
Uh-huh.
if he doesn't make my life better, just kind of like drag me down kind of stuff.
Okay, so they would
Parents would say no.
So they would start to step in and make it difficult for you.
Yes.
And then is that the same for you, Lena?
Yes, definitely. Also, my friends as well would probably be doing the same thing.
Okay, so therefore, so now we look at, so this is kind of interesting, right? So the personal choice. So think about this, right? And this is, one of the things that I'm always trying to do in this class is complexify everything. And oftentimes, we get these binaries, right? Like, love marriage and arranged marriage. And like, they're two totally different things. And remember when we had the conversation which led to this. And we talked about Saudi Arabia and China and the US. And remember, and I was saying, like, your freedom, like whether you have cameras on you or don't have cameras on you, whatever, it really doesn't matter very much. We're all living in this space in between. So what I'm hearing the two of you say is, it's not entirely a personal choice, because there are these constraints over you, like these invisible strings that are coming down, and you've all now just laid some out. Like, yeah, if he doesn't treat his family well, if he doesn't come from a good family, if he doesn't this, and you laid some stuff out, right? So how many constraints, how often is that in operation with the two of you when you're thinking about who you might be attracted to? How often are you looking through the lens of your family and your parents and your community and your friends to say, wait a minute, but what will they say?
I feel like definitely at first, say I meet someone, it's more about my personal choice and what I think about them. But then once it gets to the steps of becoming more serious, that's where you try and see if they can be integrated into your family and friends in life.
Dara, how about, what would you?
Yeah, same. I feel like for me personally, like all the constraints that I just mentioned that I think my parents would have, I also have that as well when I'm looking for a partner. So I feel like me and my parents are kind of on the same boat on what we're looking for.
Well, and that kind of makes sense, right? Because you and your parents are a single family unit.
Yeah.
In a way, right? If they, and same with you, you're an only child too, right? Okay, right, so think about that. You're an only child, like it's you and your two parents, right? If they thrive, you thrive. And you need them, they need you. And so they need you to pass on their entire legacy. And you need them because they're really the ultimate support for you. And so therefore, for you to step outside of that legacy, of that system, is very, very difficult. So there's a way in which, okay, now we've moved from pure personal choice down here, and it's not that you're way down there where you just kind of wait for your parents to go find a partner for you, but you've started moving down a little bit. Like, their choices are your choices. And like, so, okay, awesome. So what are your thoughts about arranged marriages? When you look at the two of them, you're going to have an arranged marriage. Can I assume that? Wait, hang on. Can I ask that? I'm going to make...
Yeah, it's okay. But I'm already married.
Oh, you are already married?
Yeah.
Was it arranged?
No.
Oh, wasn't?
No.
Oh, damn. Oh, this is even better. Oh, awesome. Like, okay, great. All right, so listen. What are your thoughts? What do you guys know about arranged marriages? God, life. This is like, this is when I know there is a God, because sometimes God just like gives me a gift. I'm like, wow. What do you know about arranged marriages?
Usually it's the parents that make the arranging, or just the family in general.
You can just keep the mic on. Yeah.
Like two people got married, they didn't know each other at first, but like their family chose the partner for them.
And I think too, it's also like how families like interact with each other. Like, you pick a family that you like because you like them, but like kind of like Romeo and Juliet, I guess. Like, you don't want to pick a family that you hate.
And who picks it though? Like, who are the people making the choice? What's your sense of things?
Usually grandparents, maybe?
Grandparents, you think?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Parents.
Yeah? How do they pick? This would be interesting, right? Well, hang on. How do they pick, do you think? Like, what goes on?
I think they may know like some family that like very well established family. They know that these family comes from like a very good background. They know their son, and their son like have a very good job, very successful, very kind to his family. So they just kind of like put two people together.
Or they're
and
compatible
perfect
somehow.
match. Yeah.
In the end, it's families that get married, right? How many of you have parents who the two sides of their families just hate each other? Like, they don't get along at all? Raise your hands. Yeah. All right, so listen. Can you pass on? So your parents are in an arranged marriage?
Yeah.
So what happened? Can you walk us through?
The way my parents got married was
Wait, he's from India, by the way, okay? So go ahead.
the way my parents got married was my dad went to see my mom, and in India it's very different actually. The way, like, it's not just that families know each other. Sometimes they do. Like, there are obviously different instances, but something that's a big deal is these matchmakers, which is a whole business. There's something called Shadi.com, which literally translates to marriage.com. It's like, think of Tinder, but it's your profile, and the person swiping is your family, so it's not you. So they'll make like it's called a bio data, or it can be physical. It can be like someone who has like documents, like a picture, what the person does, their qualification, height, weight, whatever, and they'll go to different families. They'll talk about, okay, you're looking for this kind of a person, okay, and then they might pick. Let's say they'll see 5 pictures and okay, this is what we like. Oh, that guy went to the US for an MBA, this is what we like. Then they'll choose 3-4 more profiles, and then the families meet. If they like each other, then those two people will meet, and if they like each other, they'll marry off. This is the traditional route of arranged marriages.
So in other words, it's like Tinder, but my mother is
Yeah.
on Tinder.
Yeah.
Would my mother make my profile?
Pretty much, yeah. It's either your mother or your father, like anyone in your family. And
But-
in a lot of instances, people don't even know about. Like, you could have your family make an account for you, and they're looking for like a suitable girl or a suitable boy for you to marry off, and you wouldn't even know until like they tell you, okay, we have someone that we want you to meet.
Yeah. No, I had a TA from India, actually. A few years ago, he went back home for break, and he met 5 women that his family had already hooked him up with. They had a huge profile. I mean, the whole thing was like just popping, man. And all he did the whole break was like go on and meet all these different women. In the end, he married. It's a different story, but okay. So, and what are they? And in Saudi, walk us through in the Arab world, right? How's it operate? Is it similar to that? Do you have these profiles online that people?
It's different from man or a woman. For a woman, like they ask the father and the parents in general with a picture. So she will, if it's arranged, she will see the picture, and the father will ask about the person. This will be a man, for sure. They will ask about the person, if it's good or bad, basically. If it's an arranged, if not, even if it's not arranged, if like my husband, he asked my father first for my hand, and he checked.
Before he asked, did you know he was going to ask your father?
Yes, because
Yeah.
he loved me when I was 5 years old. So yeah, I know he will ask.
Yeah.
for-
Yeah.
for-
Did your parents know him?
Yes,
Is he here in the U.S.?
yes,
Is he here in the class?
no,
Oh, all right.
maybe, I don't know.
Do I know him?
No.
All right, okay. Listen, so let's go back. So at what point in time, so let's just stick with arranged marriages in Saudi as an example, or in Khaliji countries, right, in Gulf countries, right? So the idea is you have kids, the family is starting, like what Ansh said, the family is starting to take responsibility for finding a partner for their child, right? So they're already thinking.
But like they need to ask for like the personal approval. Like they cannot say, "Hey, you will get married for this person."
Yeah.
No, they will ask the girl before she chooses to get married.
Yeah. But that's not true for everybody, right? I mean, at
Yes.
your social class, but mostly. But there are instances where people
Yes.
just get married off,
Yes.
right? Bro, do you?
So in India also there's a similar thing. In most cases so the way arranged marriages used to happen was based on the whole caste system, which is a whole another conversation. But there are instances where obviously they'll show you the picture, like even if it's arranged, you'll have a say in it. But a lot of times, marriages in like small villages and towns are done for dowries, right? So when you marry when a guy marries off a girl, the girl's family will give a dowry to the guy's family. So
And the
they'll-
dowry, explain what a dowry is.
Dowry is basically, it's called a gift, but it's not really a gift. Think of it like tax or something, right? So when you marry off your daughter is technically a liability. And when you marry her off, you have to give a tax because the groom's family is doing some sort of favor on you of taking the bride away, which is very archaic, and this isn't like, it's illegal now in India, so there are laws against this, but still happens somewhere. And so it could be a car, a refrigerator, washing machine, money. There's lots of things that happen, used to happen, still happen somewhere. And this was one of the main reasons why people used to do arranged marriages in smaller towns and cities, and also because when the caste system used to be prevalent, they never wanted mixing their bloodlines. So a person from a higher caste would obviously only marry a person from another higher caste because they wouldn't want the bloodlines to mix. And there was a lot of, as you said, the homophile and the hetero.
Philos, yeah.
Yeah.
So it keeps it's like similar to here, the class system. And there's a lot of class stuff that's in operation, right? Like for the two of you, like two of the invisible strings are class. Like if you bring someone home who's of a much lower class than your parents or your family, I'm assuming you're not from lower class in Thailand. You wouldn't be here if you were. So like there are class constraints on you, right? Like if you fell in love with some American guy, like this dude right here, and he's from the working class in the US, like is that gonna fly with your parents?
Yes and no. It's sort of complex. I think if he's from like a middle class or working class, but he himself is like constantly working on himself, and
Yeah.
we know that he will have a bright future.
Yeah.
He will do a good job. My parents will approve.
Yeah, okay. And that's going to depend on the parents a lot. But this idea of the class, it's not chance. For example, I just look at like my wife and I. Like one thing, we're both working class. And it's like, no wonder we got along immediately. Like we just spoke working class. Like I could smell it in her, she could smell it in me. And there were just this ways in which we just understood certain things about life that just made sense. And so we have this like really romantic vision that the really poor person falls in love with the rich person and the two of them somehow get together and it all works out. That rarely happens. First off, it rarely happens, period. And then even if it does happen, it rarely works out. So there are the constraints here. So this is what you're talking about. Okay, so I want to go back really fast then. Are your parents, are they talking about finding a wife for you at all?
No. So luckily for me, my parents aren't, like, they've given me the freedom to choose whoever I want to marry. If I have a girlfriend, if I want to marry her, they're completely fine with that. If I do not, and if in the future, like I'm, let's say 30-year-old, or it's my age to marry off, and I don't have someone in my life, then they'll be like, yeah, sure, we'll step in.
So what would you say? Like, hey, folks, find somebody for me. So was that it?
I mean, I don't know, honestly, because personally I wouldn't ever go for that route. That's just a personal choice.
So when you say that, essentially what you're meaning is you would say to your mom, because in the U.S., if someone's mom, bro, if your mom started a Tinder profile for you and they were looking for a wife, the whole class would, if you got the microphone and say, yeah, my mom made my Tinder profile and like she's looking for a wife for me, the whole class would start laughing, like the Americans would be like, oh my God. But it's not strange at all.
So it's not this one conversation that happens, right?
Yeah.
Think of it this way. They know, okay, when you're, let's say, 25 to 30 is the age when you'd marry. That's the age bracket,
Yeah.
that the average age bracket. Around this time, if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and if you haven't told your parents yet, you would tell them, because they'll start looking for marriage.
Yeah.
If they know you
Yeah.
have someone, then they wouldn't. But they'll ask you, do you have someone?
But some parents would still, right?
Yeah.
Because you got to have friends. Because I have lots of Indian students whose parents are just like, I don't give a damn who you find. Like you're going to have to go out on these dates with people who we meet,
And
who we pick for you.
yeah, and there's a lot of constraints in that. Like as they mentioned, obviously not class or caste, right? But religion. Like for me, I know my parents, they'll be fine with me marrying a Christian. Like my mom would be like, oh, if we prefer if you marry a Hindu because you're a Hindu, but they'll be fine. But me marrying a Muslim would be a problem, and I wouldn't have a problem personally, but that would be a problem because where I come from and how they've grown up, that's not something they'll be fine with. Like I know at the end, eventually, just as who they are as individuals, they would be convinced. But a lot of Hindu families would not let their kids marry Muslims, or Muslim families would not let their kids marry Hindus,
yeah.
right?
Also, in India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, there's a class status. So if the girl's family would, in every situation, would want to find a groom who's much financially well off than their family, if not equal to theirs, because the tradition is that the bride goes to the groom's house after marriage, right? Or like usually they can live separately, but like mostly the wife would go to the husband's house and they live there together. So they'd want a better quality of life for their daughter than she already has or at the same level.
Okay, quick question, and then I have a question for you. So, gay and lesbian relationships are opening up in India, really all over the world, right? Even in Saudi Arabia, by the way. No one talks about it. All right, but listen, but they're opening up, right? It's just more public, more vocal. Do parents, there must be parents then who are really liberal and progressive and who go and seek the same thing, partners for their gay and lesbian children.
So-
You're shaking your head. Is that, you agree with that?
Yes. Thailand is very progressive about LGBTQ plus and like sexuality. We know we have Pattaya, like the biggest, place that you could find
Yeah.
like beautiful lady boy, and we have a very famous, what's the word, like sexual something surgery, like when you like have surgery.
Reassignment surgery.
Yeah, sexual reassignment
Dude,
surgery.
people go there from all over the world because it's
Yes.
inexpensive. and
Beautiful
good.
work, beautiful work. So I have an uncle who is gay, and some of my family members are gay too, and we are very open about that.
Uh-huh.
And we have yet legalized same-sex marriage, but we're working on it.
Uh-huh. So it must be then, dude, high five to you all, man. And so in India, so we're going to start to see the same thing with people.
It has been legalized. So I
Yeah.
think it was 2016 or I don't know. Basically, recently, like a few years back, until then it was illegal. Like if you got caught with someone of the same sex, you'd be behind bars, and it was such a big crime.
Yeah.
But now it's totally legal. People do it. People are getting married to the same sex. It's not a problem. However, I personally haven't seen a lot of instances of arranged marriages for gay or lesbian couples, and that's just something because it's not something people are still public about because that's considered taboo.
Yeah, I do have friends, by the way, who arranged a marriage for their daughter who's lesbian. Hey, but it's not common. Hey, so how's it work in like when did you have the conversation? When did you have a conversation with your parents about saying like, hey, you don't have to find a partner for me, kind of thing?
They never say something about it.
They never did.
No.
So are your parents really liberal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like basically he asked I don't know how to say it. Ask for the hand, I believe they say it.
Yeah. Ask for the hand.
Yeah.
Wait, your
Basically.
boyfriend or your husband did?
My husband.
Your husband did. Yeah.
So basically, no, they never say anything about it.
He
asked about 5 times maybe.
Yeah.
And I tell my parents after I graduate from high school, maybe I will think about it. Then I get married after I finish high school.
So you have siblings?
Yes,
How many?
5.
5? And are they? Well, your parents are in an arranged marriage, right?
No.
Are they not either? They're in a love marriage?
Yes.
Okay. And your siblings are? Is anybody like? It's a choice, right? Like.
Yes, it's a choice.
So you are any of them telling your parents like, hey, look for somebody for me, or?
I have 2 brothers. One is is just now 18,
Yeah.
and another one 30, and he asked my mom, but no, he asked my mom to get married, for a girl he liked her.
Oh, but
Basically, it's a love.
yeah.
and-
Okay. So he didn't ask your mom to find
No.
somebody
No.
for you. Hey, can I ask a question of the Arabs? There's a lot of Arabs in here. Does anybody right now have parents who are looking for a partner for you? Bunch of guys. Dude, your parents are? Dude, can you come down? Do you want to volunteer for a second? Just come down. Yeah. Dude. You didn't even say anything and they clapped for you, man. Life is good. Yusuf, yeah? Oh, did you apply to? So walk me through, man. What are they? You don't have to put the name tag on now. I remember. Well, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, so I just had
Go ahead.
this convo yesterday with my parents
You just had the conversation with your parents?
last week.
Yeah, hold the mic close.
Is this better?
Yeah, that's good.
I just had the convo last week. My dad talked to me about.
Hold it close. Hold it really close.
My dad talked to me about marrying, like my childhood friend.
Yeah.
I'm not really thinking about it, but I don't know, to be honest. I'm still like thinking about it.
Yeah.
But my parents are really encouraging me to get married like this early. I'm 19. I'm still young.
So, but the idea is they're already starting to look for somebody.
Well, yeah. I mean, I already have someone in mind, but I just don't want to get married this early.
All right. Okay, wait. So you have someone in mind. So you're like Sasan. But are they looking for other people also? Like, tell me what happens, bro. Walk me through what happens.
Well, the same person they have in mind for me is the same person I want. But it's still like she's a childhood friend.
Yeah.
She's a childhood friend, but she's way too young,
Yeah.
and I'm way too young too. And
So what happens then? Your parents, and this happened to you. So like your parents, dude, what was that?
well, she's not that young. Just to
What's that?
Misconception. She's not really that young.
The two of you are just too young. Yeah.
Yeah, but I do think arranged marriage is actually better than love marriage.
How so?
Okay, so arranged marriage is different than forced marriage. First of all, I want to clear that up. You go into something like in the range, like when you're engaged at first. That's like the dating part, and then after that, you guys date for however long you want. You guys you talk about it, you discuss it, and then in the end, you know there's going to be something. You're going to get married. Well, if you go like through love or there's like the chance of it, like going wrong. It's, you might get someone that's just there for fun. Well, if it's arranged, it's serious.
So, okay, so here, check this out. This is actually pretty cool. So I want the two of you to weigh in on this also, right? What I'm hearing is that if families are looking for a partner for their child, like let's say I'm your dad, and I'm looking for a partner for you. I'm thinking about your interests. I'm thinking about my interests. I'm thinking about this other person's interests and her family's interests, right? So there's a lot of energy going into this relationship. And it doesn't just happen like this. It's like, you're talking to people, you're talking to the family. Your parents would know the parents of this other person, and then other people who your parents know would know them. They'd be talking to the people who knew their great-grandparents and be like, what kind of family are they? You'd be like deconstructing so many aspects of who this family is. It's not like somebody from the other side of the country or something. You're really connected and knowledgeable about them. Is that essentially what you're saying?
Well, yeah, I mean, my parents also put a lot of thought into it. My parents wouldn't want to marry me off to someone that they know it would be someone that's good for me and like that would make me prove better.
Yeah.
Like someone that completes me instead of someone that like as you said, there's like what was it, heterophilia?
Yeah, heterophilia.
When
yeah.
we're both different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like. we need a mix of both because you need someone that completes you, which is the heterophilic part, and
Yeah.
the homophily is someone that's really close to you.
So here's a thought, right? I have a question. So the idea, how old are you, bro?
19.
Dude, you're 19. You like, first off, I wouldn't have said this maybe like 20 years ago or something, but 30 years ago, I wouldn't have said it when I was 19. But if your parents are thoughtful, for any of you right here, if your parents are really thoughtful and they have a bit of wisdom and they're connected, they know you better than you know you. In love, so this is, I just want to throw this out there and I want to see what you all, especially the two of you, I want to see what you think about this. You can fall in love on the basis of some whimsical whatever, right? But like, love can get you into some really bad places, as it has for many of you, who even right now, some of you are in love with someone who's just really bad for you. And you'd be really smart to just walk the F away from them, but you can't. But if your parents were in charge, like if he was my son, and Yusuf here, and I'm like, listen, Yusuf, my son, I've raised you. I've known you for 19 years. I have a lot of wisdom. Trust me. I have a better sense. I have a really good sense of who you would match with and the kind of family you would match with. And so give me some space here to try to walk you through this, as opposed to you just following some whimsical heart. Like, I saw someone and I think she's really whatever, and I just want to be with her. It's like, nah, dude, bad idea. Like, that's not where we want to go. So, does that make, what do you all think about that?
Yeah, so I totally see like that perspective, but at the same time, like this just brings up cultural differences. Even though I'm an only child, I'm not super close with my parents. Like, I would say if I needed somebody to pick an arranged marriage for me, I'd pick one of my best friends because they know me better than my parents do.
Yeah, go ahead. Do you have a response?
So I have.
And I would say that's also like a really West. I hear what you're saying, right? And I would have said that at your age also, by the way, but nonetheless.
I say something else. And also, too, like, I guess I'll preface saying I do want to get married, but what if I didn't? Like, what if I was being forced into an arranged marriage? But what if I want to stay single? What if I don't want to have children, you know? And they're just kind of eliminating that choice.
Well, increasingly what we see with arranged marriage is it's a choice, right? I mean, it still is a choice. You can decide. It's like Ansh here, he's saying, hey, in another 10 years or so, I can go to my parents and be like, all right, man, fire up that Tinder profile, Mom, and find me a wife, right? But right now, like, I'm good. Like, I'm going to play the field on my own. Like, I can figure it out. So could the two, can I ask, so what he's saying about, like, in a way, an arranged marriage makes a lot of sense. It makes more sense, right? I mean, in your case, you had the option of an arranged marriage, okay? But
Yes.
And your parents are like, you can do it, you can not do it, we'll find someone for you if you want, but, you know, whatever.
They need to ask about the man before like everything, and there is like a blood thing we need to do to check if there is a genetic thing, like if there is a disease or not.
Yeah. So in other words, like if your parents were looking for somebody, there are just so many steps to walk through.
Yes.
It's not like just on a whim they go to a coffee shop and they see some guy sitting over there. Like they'd see Yusuf and they'd be like, we saw this kid in the coffee shop and I got his phone number and we're going to invite him over for coffee. It's not working like that.
No.
So how much is happening? Go ahead.
It's happened, but it's real.
Yeah.
No.
So it's really happening behind the scenes. There are many times like when so I know lots of Arabs like Khaliji people from the Gulf who like as soon as they're born, their parents are already identifying different people for them as a potential partner, right? Do you have that with folks?
Some, but not
Some. Yeah, not a lot. But there's often times like, oh, you know, like your grandmother would have had, I've got this friend and, you know, her oldest son had a boy that was like 6 months older than you and like her dream is the two of you throughout, just keep like finding a way to bring them
Yeah,
together.
it's
kind of
happening.
stuff.
But not with us.
Yeah. So when you, how common is love marriage right now?
Basically, if they did not love each other before, they will love each other after the engagement.
After the engagement?
Maybe. If not, they will broke up.
Yeah. So there's something really, can I just ask about the romance piece here really fast?
So basically, they will never get married till they really love each other.
So the idea is it's not like you'd meet Anch for the first time here, right? And then, the two of you finally come face to face. First off, if I was your father and I'm helping to arrange a marriage with you, you'd see a photo, you'd say we'd
First
know all
of
about.
all, you will see him and know about him and what he's working and his father and her family and everything. Then after that, you will give me the picture and I see him if I like him or not.
And then you might say, like, okay, I'd be interested in meeting him.
Yes.
And then you'd meet together. And then maybe the two of you would go have coffee in the other room by yourselves for a hot minute.
Yes.
But you're going to meet with the whole family.
No. No. Basically, we call. I don't know what they call it in English. What
Yeah.
we call it. I don't know. Can I say it in Arabic?
Yeah, say it in
We
there.
call it نظرة شرعية. Basically, the man see the woman.
Yeah.
Basically, by his own, without anybody.
Okay, I got you.
For like, I don't know, an hour or less.
Okay, an hour or less. And then what you're saying, and Yusuf and Ansh, I want to know if you're on with this. And then what I'm hearing you say is, then the relationship starts,
If
and
she-
it's like,
Sorry.
go ahead.
If she like him or he like her,
Yeah,
it will based on the thing that they do in this hour.
in this 1 hour.
Like what they do is just see each other.
Okay. And then they can decide whether they want to pursue it further.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean they're going to get married, because either one of them might decide, and after a period of time, hey, this is like engagement,
Exactly.
courtship.
Exactly.
So it's kind of similar to what the two of you would experience, right? It's really not very different. What I'm hearing now, though, is that your families would be really involved in finding somebody. So instead of the two of you, like, going out on dates or whatever, which you would do in a way, right? But your families would be involved in bringing some of those dates together. Is that right, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's the same thing as dating.
Wait, hold the mic close.
Yeah, it's the same thing as
Wait, hang on.
Is it off?
Is it on? There you are, man.
Okay. Yeah, so it's the same thing as dating. Well, there's just the part where your parents set you up.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly it. And like during the engagement part, you can change your mind anytime you want. It's basically like you guys settle a period of time before you guys get married. And then like once you guys have decided on everything and you're just ready for the person, you think that person could be the one, then you get married. But in the end, it's better because you know that something is going to end up happening instead of love where you could just get played by someone.
Right, so you're not going out. So, hang on. So, Isabella. So you're not going out on these endless dates and texting back and forth and all sorts of stuff, right? This is serious business. So it's like a lot of people around you have decided, hey, we're going to take this really seriously and we're going to set up all these conditions under which you can walk into the relationship or not. You can still decide. But we're not playing all these games out here. It's like, no, you're either in it or you're not. And then it's a really serious, it's like Love Island or something. You get to the end and someone's going to hook up and get married, or whatever it's called. I don't know. Bro.
I think an arranged marriage is, end of the day, it's an arrangement. So if you have it as like a backup option, where, okay, if some things don't work out, you go the usual route, like you do in America, okay, you want to find someone who you love, and then you go like the usual route. like the non-arranged marriage route. And let's say you don't find someone and you feel, okay, this is like, I'm 30 years old, I'm 35 or whatever, and I need to get married. If you go through that route, then I think it makes more sense, because at the end of the day, it's exactly what it is, right? It's a comfortable arrangement. And like my parents are in an arranged marriage. It's a very successful arranged marriage. But at the same time, I have friends who like I personally know so many people whose parents are in arranged marriages that have ended in very bad divorces.
Yeah.
Because of multiple reasons, right?
Yeah.
And like with arranged marriages also, like I don't know much about how it happens where you from, but like from in India, like I've recently had this case, right? One of my family friends, he was gonna get married to this one girl. They were dating for a long time. The parents agreed, so it was kind of like a love marriage, but also like an arranged marriage because the families knew each other. The reason they could not get married was because they had. There's something that we call kundlis, which is it's an astrological thing, right?
Oh yeah, right.
They didn't match, so they were like, you're not gonna marry. They were successfully dating for so many years. They had a live-in relationship, everything was going fine. It's just because some things don't work out according to your customs and
Dude,
traditions.
in Hinduism, this is like Hindu astrology, right? Like if the stars, if you're not lined up, then you're not an ideal partner. It's just bad, and it falls apart. Listen, I just want to tell a quick story. So I had a student of mine who just got married just this past summer, and he went back home. He's Palestinian, so his family's from the West Bank. And he went back home and met this young woman, his bride, and for the first time. And so I was asking him, bro, like, it's all set up. Like, you're going to be with her. Like, you're going to meet her and get married at the same time. And I'm like, damn. So I said, where's the romance? Right? Where's the romance? Like, you know what I mean, right? Like, you would wonder. And then what he said was, dude, because he called me dude. He's like, do you know how romantic it is that I have a wife on the other side of the world? We're going to get married, and I'm going to go meet her for the first time, and we're going to be in a room together for the first time. And we've seen pictures of each other, but we're going to be together for the first time in each other's presence, knowing that all this energy came together, and we're going to get married, and we're going to fall in love over time, and we're going to be together. It's like, he's like, that is so romantic. That is like, there's enough romance in that moment. Dude.
Arranged marriages from where I'm from.
Wait, where are you from?
I'm from like Nigeria. I'm French though. But
Yeah, French Nigerian.
Yeah.
Wait, do you want to stand down here?
I'm good right here actually.
Wait, all right, hang on. We got you on the film. All right, so go ahead. So what's your name?
I'm Angel.
Angel.
Yeah. So
you're French Nigerian.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more of a business thing. Like my parents are business partners with somebody else, or somebody who wants to be in a business with my parents.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna come to my parents and they're gonna be like, we want to do business with you. And the easiest way to do that is to get married. So whichever business looks the most appealing is the one my parents married me off to. And then like back home I'm married, so I'm just chilling. Like there's really nothing to it.
So, yeah, right, exactly. Well, listen, for many people here, there's not a lot to it, right?
Yeah.
We make a big deal. People have a big wedding, and it's like, oh, this is this really big thing. It's like you're just dating someone, and then you just live together, and it's not very different. Wait, so your husband,
Yeah.
wait, how old are you?
I'm 18. I just turned 18.
You just turned 18? When did you get married?
When I turn 18.
When you turned 18?
Yeah.
And so, wait, and your husband is back in Nigeria?
No, he's in France.
Oh, he's in France.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's Nigerian?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's from the same tribe, I'm assuming, because
Yeah.
that's like the whole thing. So how long did your parents know his parents?
About 4 years, kind of. But like, it's more of like how the business was developing, because
Yeah.
his parents have started something new, and like they didn't really see it as something good until like recently.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wait, hang on though. So, but when did you actually get married? What month?
January, like my birthday.
Oh, January?
Yeah.
Damn, dog. So you just got married when the all right, there you go. Wait, so did you have you? I don't. I'm not asking for details, by the way, all right? But have you? Did you? Where'd you get married in France?
It was over paper. It was on paper. It was just like a sign this, sign that, and we're good.
Wait, have you met him yet?
I did one FaceTime call. It was cool.
That's it? Dude, awesome, man. So, all right. Wait, do you think you'll stay married or just wait, when you sell the business off, you'll just be like, all right.
I think so, because like business-wise, it's really good. I mean, we're making money from it, so
All right.
that's all that really matters.
Dude, awesome. Bro, Yusuf, you got to get in on this, right? Or Lena, this is with the two of you. Do you hear this? This is how you want to roll. Like, yeah, it's all good. All right. But is that that's not uncommon, actually, right?
No, it's actually very, very common.
Yeah.
Like, most of the families, my mom was arranged marriage, like most of them, and like you stay together, like pretty much the whole time.
Yeah.
And, like you get money. So.
Are you going to meet this guy at some point? This guy, your husband?
Maybe if I want to.
Do you know his name? What's his name? Dude, life is awesome. Oh, here, thanks, man. Yeah, here. All right. All right. Hey, so, any final thoughts? Anything we?
Like you were talking about your friend who like the whole romantic aspect of getting arranged marriage. But like, what if you meet for the first time and it just like doesn't work out? Like, if
man.
you get married and then it's not working out. Or he said that like arranged marriages are more like serious and like all that kind of stuff. But like everybody takes vows, hoping to be serious about it, but then people aren't.
Even people in Las Vegas who get married there, right? Okay, but listen, no, but in his case, there's so much family energy, so much energy went into finding the right woman for him that it's like the whole family's behind it, the nuclear family, the extended family, hers, same thing. Man, it was just like this deep connection. By the time they met, like the fireworks were just rocking and rolling. And I met them both. They were here in September, so it's like pretty awesome. Hey, listen, thanks for... Can you...